Hey everybody, this is Petey from the Spinner Rack. We also have.
Alvin Ellis, ready to rock.
They tried to say these weren't actual, and then we realized they're actual production stills from Avengers Doomsday. Did you get to see these?
Hang on a sec. Let's see if I have. Nope. I don't think I
Okay,
saw this one. Saw another one.
so we had this. Then we have. Let's see. What else do we have here? We have someone chained up, and then we have the Black Panther, and we have him, so it'll be definitely a guy. And then we have
Dupe.
the Avengers. So yeah, you stop with your dupe. We have a whole lot of youngsters on this hair screen tonight. And for some reason, I can't remember if Captain Marvel met Wong, but somehow Wong is an international star. Uh, and one of the characters from Agatha Harkness is in this too. Or was it the Quicksilver twins? Okay, so that's who. That's where we're gonna get our guys in this story. And Duke, as Cal said. So we have another Wasp, or what was they using the A2 version of was that no? Because that's is
A2 version of who?
is this Cassie's that's what's her name? That's who's the name's daughter,
Yeah,
right?
Cassie Lang
Oh,
in the
Lang. Okay,
616.
Lang. Yeah, Lang. So that's
Cassie Lang in the 616 Marvel Universe is also a superhero. She's got the name Stature.
okay. Because they gave her another name in, I think, in the A2 universe, where she was a superhero and she's in
Yeah,
love.
but she was like I think she had a mixture of Ant-Man and Wasp powers or something like that. She had the Ant-Man helmet on.
Yeah. So we have the Avengers. I guess they're the Avengers. We got. They said Star Lord will return. We didn't know it was going to be in the Avengers. And then we have the Shrek scene. Oh, sorry, this is the Hulk scene with Hulk and She
I
Hulk.
saw what you did there. That was sly. I saw what you did there.
So we have all these to throw into what people always want to talk about is I don't remember what the series was called. The Wolverine and Hulk, Old Man Logan. Okay, to have a society of Hulks, and it's just like, but they were inbred Hulk family nonsense with people who wanted the Hulk, and I guess it's supposed to be Hulk and She Hulk having kids. Obviously,
Those are the same people who want Billy Batson and Mary Marvel to get it on. Okay?
oh, you
You don't
talking
listen to these people.
Alan Moore? Yes, don't listen to him. But yeah, we have this something similar to Shrek, and then regretfully, you know, we got our bells and whistles, White Vision becoming,
Dude,
So, what do you say? What do you think about these stills?
I think everybody should run out there and get the first appearance of Dupe, preferably the newsstand edition, which I happen to happen up for sale for a reasonable fee.
Uh,
Aside of that, I mean, they said that these weren't authentic. Now they are authentic. They're telegraphing where they're going. Uh, this is Secret Wars, the 2015 series, Young Avengers. I don't know what that Hulk scene is, to be quite honest. I don't know. That almost looks like they go to Kai or something. I don't know, what's going on there. Anything with Star Lord, flip a coin at the end of the day. Yeah, this scene, I don't know what this is. And see, the problem was because they were supposed to do something like Planet Hulk. At least that was the storyline, was Planet Hulk. And on that planet, it wasn't all Hulks. It was a whole bunch of different aliens from different places. So now you're showing this. The only thing that comes to mind is Kai, where the Hulk met Jarella. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's something of that nature. I don't know. But at the very least, you see the She-Hulk again, so maybe they're going to try to give her another go, and it's a more positive reception.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing ads for the TV, the Shield TV show again. She's not on the marquee, but they are gonna. I mean, you know, it's, the portion of the episode with Daredevil is enjoyable, but at the same time, you just get the Shrek vibes, and they're gonna probably play it up to the hilt. But this is giving you the what's it the thing called? 20 was it 1604, was that the name
Hmm.
of the series, Marvel
Yeah,
1604, the Neil Gaiman
2015.
series. um the way comic book industry is running away from Neil Gaiman, you'd be surprised that they're using it. But
Go back to the Black Panther account. Let me. Hold on a second, just adjusting. Okay, so they want somebody who looks like T'Challa.
yeah, I hope it's
Supposedly that'll be his son.
he's gonna do the DC growing up older than the
growing up to look, growing up to look exactly like his. This is like what Jor-El and Jor-El and Superman. But hey, these guys look exactly the same except for the clothing.
yeah. So,
See,
uh,
if you're gonna do all this, then why couldn't we just recast?
yeah, it's you know, at some point, I don't. It's doesn't make any sense. But you have Doom. There've been many stories where Doom has had the Avengers. You have the 1602. What else? You have Avengers stories where they're. I think there was a Hulk story where they were stuck in the past, and then there was the Avengers story that was with George Perez where they were stuck in the past or stuck into a version of the, I guess, Victorian period. So it seems like they're trying to do this. Obviously, they're going to be doing some, multiverse stuff. But it also sad to say that Doom is now this big Avengers villain. Avengers has always been known to steal villains. They've had, Kang,
Not this one.
Mortis, huh?
Doom may come in here and there with the Avengers, but to be honest, this should really be a Kang story. If you're seeing
Yeah,
a lot of the stuff that we'll probably see Doom facilitate would usually be Kang.
yeah. And they could have just recast Kang and do the Kang stuff. But they like the more recent Secret Wars. Even though they paid Shooter for the Beyonder because he was a staff person. So for some reason they had to make sure they paid um, Shooter. Shooter felt that since he was staff, it was still the company's for some strange reason. He was also a freelance. He also did writing. So the writing, you get a check for editor in chief and a check for writing. They're two different things. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's it's, the hard part is these kids. You're gonna go big, having at least two of them are wide-eyed kids, and the Hawkeye girl and um, what's it, Miss Marvel. Have her staring at everyone instead, like you see basketball players playing against Michael Jordan, where
Mhm.
they're staring at Michael Jordan when they're on the other side, or Larry Bird. Larry Bird doing 3-point shots on the killing the Hawks or whatever team that was, and the Hawks are like, oh my god. It's like the thing is, you can't. Well, I guess they're proving to you there's one default thing for kids, whereas and where so many people are defending Peter Parker now in comparison to the old comic books when Peter Parker, the Fantastic Four, and I guess you could say more so the X-Men. These are like the first comic book characters with real different personalities. Whereas you can say definitely because Spider-Man draws a lot from Superman. We got the reporting stuff. We have the sometimes there's a, the love triangle times when they can do it, where you have Liz Allen falling for Spider-Man and not want to speak to Peter Parker. He's like waiting for Spider-Man to call. So there's a lot of things that they draw. No, even the early Mary Jane stuff. They had a character in, I think, the Golden Age in the strips that was similar to how they first introduced um, Mary Jane. Like they had something that in the Golden Age strips. So one of the things is that you don't want to have so many characters that are wide-eyed. You want to have characters, and then you have wide-eyed and these guys with the, Cassie and the guy from Agatha who, they're still okay with this character inhabiting this other kid's body. Oh, they did it in the comic book, so it's okay. No, America, we said it before. You guys don't like it? Possessing somebody who had a life? No, he died. Then you can't like this wacky Wiccan character. So Wiccan, yeah, there's Wiccan and the fast one and Duke. So I don't know. Come on, we gotta get brass taxes here. What do you feel happened to our Avengers? They're the premier title of these movies, the premier, team of the MCU. What we're looking at them now with Star-Lord and Wong and Duke. What do you say to that? You're not gonna say nothing. You're gonna just try to make money.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make the money.
Good Lord.
Look, I've already been on record. Why is Wong Sorcerer Supreme? It makes no sense to me.
He gave it up to Wong, even though he was useless in the second movie.
I'm going to repeat this. I'll repeat this again. This is not a matter of whether or not Doctor Strange gave it up to Wong. Why is Wong Sorcerer Supreme? You're telling me that there are no... We saw everybody in the first movie. Wong was nowhere supposedly on the level of anyone else. Why is he Sorcerer Supreme? So they are making a lot of changes. They're still doing it, where they want this universe to be created in the image that they want. So they want this type of Avengers, Sorcerer Supreme, these little penny ante changes at the end of the day that don't necessarily help their story, because Wong doesn't have his own movie. They're trying to do him like with the Nick Fury thing, where he's coming in and somehow being the link, with all of these particular heroes. But, again, these are characters who are like, okay, we can create using him. We can do whatever we want with him. But he doesn't have the gravitas of Doctor Strange. He doesn't. He doesn't have the background of stories as Doctor Strange either. The Young Avengers are in the same vein. You can do whatever you want pretty much with these characters. They don't have a lot of backstory. Okay, you can do all of this and they're younger, so of course that might appeal to a younger audience. But the game plan hasn't changed. They want to be able to manipulate these characters as they see fit. And you can't do that with the more established characters. You can't really do that with Doctor Strange, Captain America, Spider-Man. These guys have some stuff that, in terms of their story, that is bedrock that you can't undo. You can't undo it. You can't play with it. These characters, they can do whatever they want.
Well, I'll correct you on one point. You're right in the sense they don't necessarily have backstory, but their backstory is that their legacy. So you draw on, I used to do this with Carol, or, my mom was a Scarlet Witch. My dad was Ant-Man and well, not the Wasp. I don't know what happened to his mother. And then this one, the Swordsman, but I was trained by Hawkeye. That sort of thing. So it's kind of that where you have characters that are living off of the legacy as a phony backstory. And that's what they look at them. Look at all of these characters. And, I understand you're going to try to bring in the X-Men, but the first real time you bring in an X-Men, it's going to be Dupe, the most ridiculous character, which is Slimer. Somebody made Slimer an X-Men, and he's more powerful than Thor. Or something like that. I don't know, but
let's give Duke a chance, and the best way to give Duke a chance is to get that first appearance, preferably a newsstand variant copy, which you can get for a reasonable fee. But remember, and I've said this before, These are no longer Marvel's characters, even if it does say, you know, Marvel there. It's Disney. And Disney wants the characters to do what? They want the characters to be theirs. So they don't really want the Avengers. They want Disney's Avengers. They don't want Doctor Strange. They want Disney's Doctor Strange. And if we can't have that character, because wait a minute, we have comics that are contradicting this, then we got to, where's the stuff where everybody's paying attention to the films? Okay, we're going to rework all of this stuff. And we're going to make them, you know, we'll make it so the point that these are our characters, just like we did with Winnie the Pooh, and we can manipulate this character as we see fit. And the public, this is what the public will believe is the true character. Okay, so when we say the Avengers, they go to the comic, they're gonna be like, "What's this? You know, where's Wong? Where's Duke?"
Well, there's no. That's the thing. There's no chance that people will come to. I don't know. I mean, you had the Young Avengers, and you know, there wasn't a large shelf life for this. And at the same time, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. And you know, just
12 issues. Young Avengers, the first one was 12 issues. So in a year's time, the readership said no, thank you.
Yeah. So the harder thing is you have Doom, and he's a great character, and you don't have any Avengers. You do have the well, no, I mean all the Hulk stuff, because they instead of drawing your dragging your feet in the sand and saying, oh, the Hulk's never gonna have his arm back. We have to have some consequence to the story. He's not gonna have his arm back, and they say, why are we doing this? Don't make any sense, And then you get to I don't know. This is a tough thing, and there's no.
Stupid.
How do you? This is the thing. Even as actors, how do you write to this? How do you act to this stuff? Where you're coming in and saying, "Okay, end of She-Hulk. I'm going to bring my son Scar," and I guess that's going to be explained in this story, where there's a whole land of Hulks, and he had sex with somebody, and then She-Hulk
he probably didn't have any sex. He probably adopted the kid.
And then She-Hulk says something. You actually had sex with him? You didn't. Then the stick in the mud, and that She-Hulk is become now for guys, saying, "Oh, hey, you're Daredevil playing blind," and Star is playing the same stuff like what's the name? The Red Hulk. Him. Arrow, I guess it's supposed to be Arrow has penetrated him. So, is it the girl Hawkeye, Lady Hawkeye, or somebody else? So, we got this Shrek scene, and we're gonna have White Vision in this. So we'll round it out. It'll be Young Avengers. And,
round it out to the trash.
Yeah. So, but you'll have Robert Downey Jr. and you have Doctor Strange as his court jester or his medic, one of the two. But
look, we're gonna get Doctor Strange back. I'm sorry. We're gonna get Robert Downey Jr. back as an evil Iron Man. That's what they really think when they have Doctor Doom. Yeah. We'll probably see Chris Evans come back as an evil Captain America. That will give these guys somebody to fight, people somebody recognizable. And then the future, we have no idea what's going to happen with these films because they still haven't sorted out what made these characters long-lasting and have such staying power. And I'm not talking about the Young Avengers because nobody knows who the hell they are.
Well, that's the thing. That's why they tried to do all those other shows beforehand of whatever those TV shows to build up these characters into something else, or do Disney has other movies of superpowered kids unrelated to Marvel that are fun movies, so you can build up camaraderie that way. But you kind of made all these characters separately, so when you put them together, you don't know what the dynamic is. And the hard part is, the Avengers weren't exactly the Avengers we knew. We wouldn't have a scene where Cap, I don't say I don't know anything about technology. They'd probably work around it, but we got some of the stuff, and we got the Marvel banter, and we got some of the stuff of the characterization in there. So I think here we're kind of putting things together that weren't already together. So how do they? Well, he has a whole bunch of strange characters, so he immediately befriends this new Vision. Where are we gonna? How do we? Ultimately, I don't want always everything explained, but it's just like, well, what was the point of having them? It's like we killed the Vision. The whole point of, it's just tough seeing this stuff. No clear story. There could be, but there's things that are problematic, like Teen Avengers and Hulk Island. I'm not gonna call it Planet Hulk. I'd rather call it, Hulk Island, where he met his. I can't imagine them pulling Jarella in here, because like Jarella is like, I mean, Jarella is almost too good to be true, because she loves Bruce Banner and the Hulk equally, and so obviously that's an easy character to decide to have to get rid of, because you're the Hulk and you're a tragic figure, and you have a person who loves both of you, will deal with both of you, and that's ultimately they got rid of her. So, but ultimately to us fans, she's the ultimate girlfriend. So, how do you introduce this person who well, you don't even have the same Hulk for him to meet. So obviously it's not going to be the same, but Hulk saved them when they first met. Like, these boars were trying to kill the Hulk, and the Hulk decided to kill them, and more came, and he was stomping, literally, like taking their horns and stabbing them back with it. And the people saw it, and they're like, our savior has finally come. It's up by Harlan Ellison, actually turned a comic form by Roy Thomas. So they bring the Hulk in. Hulk can't understand a word they say. So they're like, we're going to fix you. But first you're our savior. You have to get married to Jarella. And the Hulk's like, I have no idea what's going on. And they put their machines on, and Bruce Banner has the mind. Bruce Banner's mind is taking over the Hulk. And of course, when he has no problem with the marriage. They have this great life, and regretfully Cyclops comes and destroys it and brings the Hulk out. And Hulk, by mistake, possibly destroys their home, but inadvertently, when he's got larger. But then she comes back a couple of times and becomes a regular girlfriend. She comes back when Sal Buscema's drawing it. She sees the Hulk. She immediately kisses the Hulk, and you see the Hulk. It's almost like Hulk is having his first time. So obviously, this stories are near and dear to my heart as a character, Jarella, and I can't understand why, as a writer, they decided to get rid of her. I don't imagine the Marvel Universe being able to do it, especially with She-Hulk butting in and complaining all the time, being no fun all the time. I can't see it, and the sun's already there. So it's less fun, no tragedy, and a lot of him trying to show he's a hero and be proven that isn't that equipped as far as superheroing. When Bill Mantle already did a story. Once Bruce Banner, the first portion, he has a little crisis of faith, even though he beat up the UFOs by himself. He gets kind of beat up by not beat up. He gets outlasted by the androids of the leader. And then She-Hulk helps him out, because that's their original relation. She was very supportive of Bruce, and she looked up to him as a kid. And now when he going through the struggle, she was always there for him. He gets his mojo back. He goes and takes on the leader, so much so the leader has to send them through time. Hulk gathers the whole crew of Avengers that they send through time. They go after the leader, take the leader out. The Avengers like, yo, you should be an Avenger again. It's like Hulk is full circle. But he doesn't, of course, take that, because that's too, getting rid of the tragedy altogether, and he goes off on his own, doing regular stuff and getting into stuff which leads him to how it ends.
From a writing standpoint, we knew that he wasn't going to be Bruce Banner much longer.
But the thing is, they showed it, and if as it goes, he is he's a strong, he's a smart guy. He can work through some things. He did need some help with some things. He almost, he led the Avengers through that whole leader thing, and the Avengers want him on the team. So that is an event. That's the thing that you could have had. You have this guy who can't, he's the Clark Griswold of the Bruce Banner. He was trying to teach She-Hulk. He couldn't teach She-Hulk anything. Everything he did was backwards. So I don't see this whole scene working out. We have him set up in a way. We already set up a dynamic between him and She-Hulk. So how do you turn it into one that works? Where She-Hulk was, had all this attitude and, aggressive, flirty and all this stuff. And when she's around Bruce Banner, she's just there for him. It was just a family moment. And the times you forget, they're cousins. And then when you get together, because I didn't read the book, so I would forget. And then I said, she's gonna be in the Hulk. Oh yeah, I forgot they're cousins. So, and she was there for him. And then later, when Bruce Banner was back in the hospital, so it was touching moments that they had. They had a fight later on. I think in the second series, issue 60, where she was but that was a whole different. It was wacky. She was a savage She-Hulk in that story. It was real wacky, but it's hard. This is the hardest scene for me, as is the Young Avengers. Doom. There are many stories where Doom is set up as king or that sort of thing, so you can do that stuff. But these Avengers, they don't, as Trump said when he was in Cohen, they don't look like Avengers to me. They don't look like Avengers to me. So that's my last thing to say about this. And Star-Lord isn't helping out the crew. So, any last words before we get out of here?
No, let's see what comes out. But the good news is that we're alive to see it.
Oh my God. Wow. All right. Spin a rack.
Get that dude. We're out.
We're out.